What's up, Nail Geeks? I am back again with another Black Friday post. This time it is from Glisten and Glow. She has a 12 days of holiday advent calendar, and this is a spoiler post, so I do want to caution you guys about that. Please don't view this video if you are planning on grabbing the advent calendar and you don't want spoilers. I'm going to go through every single wrapped up present in this box, so please caution. This is your last warning. This is a spoiler post. So when you get your box, this is going to come in a gift wrapped box, and you will have these 12 little presents in here to open. Obviously you can open them all at once, or you can open them on their specified days. So super cute wrapping. They come in different types of wrapping paper. I think this is going to make a fantastic Christmas gift too. To be honest, there's all kinds of goodies here, lots of finishes. So before I get started, last warning, this is a spoiler post. So first we have day one, and the theme of the advent calendar this year is Santa's reindeer. So day one is Dasher, and as you can see here, unwrapping the cute little burrito present of polish. This is described as a silver mega hollow with a strong yellow to gold shimmer and purple to bronze to yellow color shifting UCC flakes. When I first opened this one up, I was like, well, damn, this is what she's starting off with on the first day. This is very epic. This is crazy, crazy sparkly in person. So we have a somewhat jelly-like feel on that formula. It applies very opaque on the nail, so you'll see here in just a moment. I took it up to 2 coats and I had wonderful opacity. I had full coverage. The base color is what I would consider one of those silvery type holographics, and we've got those gorgeous shredded UCC, aka those shifty flakes, all over the nail. You'll get a really nice dense buildup of it across the nail, and no texture or anything to report on this one. And here on that second coat you can see that buildup is crazy. I don't think my video did this one very good justice. I actually pulled my hand away from my light box after I swatched this, and I have a recessed light on my ceiling where I paint my nails, and I just was really impressed with just how sparkly and holographic this one was in person. I think the full hand shot kind of gives you a good idea of that, but I just want to note it is just one of those crazy reflective sparkly holographics. So next we've got day two. Day two is inspired by the reindeer dancer, and you can see here, I wanted to kind of show you guys how I was opening these up when I got my blogger pack, so hence I'm going to show you guys me opening them up, but in a very sped up way. So Dancer is a deep plum polish loaded with holographic flakes, tiny red hollow glitters, and a hint of purple shimmer. For the second polish in the box, as I was opening these up, I was super impressed with this one too. Very, very nice, as you'll see here in just a moment on application. This one does have a jelly type formula to it. However, it builds up very quickly on the nail. On that first coat, we have very wonderful opacity here. I do feel like the video is being color accurate on this one, so we've got a true plum in my opinion. Lots of sparkles on this. Those tiny red hollow glitters, you'll see them in person as a really teeny tiny red spark across the nail. I had no issues with this one. Per usual, my bottles get a good shake before applying, and I got all of those wonderful pigments up on the brush. So this one has that really smooth, buttery-like formula. You can see it's very satisfying on that second coat. Now this one does dry down quite a bit on the matte side, so personally I would recommend a glossy top coat to really make this one pop. Lots and lots of sparkle, very flattering, and just really lovely, vampy, plummy goodness. So next we've got day 3. This is Prancer, and I'm opening up the burrito just to kind of keep you guys in suspense. And fast forwarding, so we've got a chocolate brown jelly polish with gold flakes and purple to red color shifting UCC flakes. For a reindeer, I thought this was very appropriate. It makes me think of their super adorable fur. I was actually impressed that each of the names of the reindeer really matched up with the polish shade. I really was wondering to myself how these were going to come across, but as I saw them matched up with the names of the burritos on the polished bottles, I was just very pleasantly surprised. I think it captured the 12 reindeer very, very well. So Prancer is on the jelly side of formula. For opacity, I'm going to suggest between 2 and 3 coats depending on how you want to wear it. I feel like most with a shorter free edge will be just fine at 2 coats, and those of you with slightly longer nails, obviously a third thin coat would be required. This one has a very nice smooth buttery-like feel on that formula and a strong self-leveling effect. I had no issues with the flakes in here, and I thought between 2 and 3 coats, I think it looked just fine either way. Definitely going to depend on how intense you want that base color to appear on your nails. This one does dry down semi-gloss, so I think any top coat will be just fine with it, and I had no texture after top coating. So for day 4, we have Vixen, and you're seeing the burrito opened up once again. And Vixen is described as a medium dusty purple cream holographic with a rainbow of color shifting UCC flakes, holographic flakes, and green shimmer. So this is another Crelly in the set. Very nice formula, as you'll see here in just a moment. Over the years, I have grabbed myself several Glisten and Glows, and I have to say the formula on both her holographics and her Crellys and creams have always been superb. So there was no surprise here that every single one of these applied beautifully on the nail. Now on Vixen, I would suggest between 2 and 3 coats for opacity. I do feel like 2 coats, you're going to be good to go. As you can see here in just a moment, building up on that second coat, I had very perfect opacity. Though with the caveat that since it is a Crelly, if you do have those longer, beautiful nails, I would recommend going in for a third thin coat just to even everything out. Otherwise, if you've got a shorter free edge than me or comparable length to what I have, I think 2 coats you'll be good. Now this one also dries down quite a bit on the satin-like side, so I would recommend a glossy top coat to really make everything pop. Now I did go in for that third coat. I wanted to see just how much I could make this one plump out. So definitely really want to stress this one. I think it looks just fine at 2 coats. So usually I like to plump polishes out as much as possible as I like that thicker appearance. But as I previously stated, I think 2 or 3 coats and you'll be just fine. Here on the full hand shot, I am wearing a glossy top coat. So for day 5, which is my favorite day, we have Comet, which Comet is described as a bright blue multichrome that shifts purple with a dusting of holographic and lots of twinkling hollow micro flakes. I really enjoyed this one. It is absolutely stunning in person, as you'll see here in just a moment on application. In person, you'll see it in bright lights, similar to what you're seeing on the video, as a very strong, deep sapphire blue. There's a ton of holographic flakes in this one. It sparkles like crazy, and at extreme angles, you'll see a really lovely purple shift come out. This one is very, very pigmented, though with the caveat I had no problems with staining or anything like that with it. I did wear it around for a little bit after I worked on this collection, and I had no issues with that. So for opacity, I'm going to suggest 2 coats on this one. It does have a really nice, rich, super smooth formula. It just builds up crazy fast on the nail, and it's just so freaking glowy in person. It does dry down kind of on the satin sort of flat side, so personally, given that it is just packed full of hollow, I would recommend a glossy top coat, and you'll see what you see here on the full hand shot. Lots and lots of sparkle and just really super glowy depth. So on day 6, we have another present to open up here, and we have the Glisten and Glow Awesome Top Coat. This is actually what you're seeing in the entire video. I did wear the top coat and all polishes you see applied in here. So day 7 is Cupid, and day 7 comes in the awesome holographic paper that is a little bit difficult to open, which I personally love to give to my son in the holidays. Described as a rose gold hollow loaded with gold hollow micro glitters, electric blue micro flakes, and gold shimmer. So on formula for Cupid, I would consider this one in the Crelly category again, though it does have the very opaque creaminess of a cream finish. It really packs a punch on that opacity. So for this one, I'm going to suggest a max of 2 coats, and you'll be just fine on coverage. This is a very flattering pink color. There is that really nice rosy gold appearance from the shimmer here. It's very strong in person. Now this one also dries down on the satin-like side, so once again I would recommend a glossy top coat. There is a very dense sparkle here in person too. I thought this popped like crazy on me. So while it is of the warmer variety for a rose gold, I would say if you are medium to deep in skin tone, I think this is going to flatter you just as well. As you can see on that full hand shot, I think it really, really flattered against me. And next we have day 8, which is Donner, and he is described as a deep evergreen jelly polish loaded with various iridescent flakes and glitters. So we've got another really lovely jelly-like polish. I want to note on this one, it is very opaque on application. Now, I did not have any staining with this one either, so just throwing it out there. As you can see on that first coat, it is super, super pigmented, but I had no issues with that. So on Donner, I would suggest 2 coats for opacity. This has a very glossy-like feel on application. It's super smooth and stays exactly where you put it. There is a lovely sprinkling of iridescent flakes here. No issues with them. Everything behaved nicely for me and laid down nice and flat. On this one, I'm going to suggest 2 coats for opacity. As you can see on that second coat, it really starts to build up like crazy. I did go in just a touch heavier on that second coat, but there is a lovely self-leveling property here that gives kind of a squish factor. So the formula is very forgiving if you do go in heavy-handed like I accidentally did. So no texture with this one. I thought it looked super fabulous, and it gives you that really nice, almost gel-like appearance on the nail. And after topping off with the top coat, really lovely, like super glossy finish. And for day 9, we have yet another burrito to open up. And day 9 is the Glisten and Glow Awesome Base Coat. I have tested this one out personally on my polish pickup review, and I can safely say that the base coat is awesome. So next we have day 10, which is Blitzen, described as a light blue creamy linear hollow polish with rainbow crystal chameleon flakes, tiny hollow micro flakes, and purple shimmer. This one is crazy, crazy flattering in person. I think this is a really universal type of blue that really pops on just about any skin tone. It is of the Crelly variety here too. So for opacity, I'm going to suggest 2 coats on it, as this one also has a very similar feel to Cupid, which was the rose gold that I showed you guys for day 7. Very nice opacity here. I'm gonna suggest 2 coats for opacity. And you'll see that this is a really lovely light blue. I do want to note that this is appearing color accurate, at least on what I'm watching here on the playback on my monitor. Really very flattering, kind of medium, almost sky blue, but it does have just a touch of a powdery effect to it. There's lots of sparkle on this one, and it does dry down slightly satin. So once again, I would recommend the glossy top coat that you get in the box. And day 11 is Rudolph, and is described as a Christmas red hollow loaded with hollow flakes and red to orange color shifting UCC flakes. This one is very, very intense in person. This is also really highly pigmented, but once again, I had no issues with staining or any problems like that. I did actually get this one on my cuticles quite a bit on another finger that I was polishing. And after removing with just softened acetone, I had no problems getting it off. So just throwing it out there, even though this one is just really intense, I don't think you'll have anything to worry about here. So for opacity on Rudolph, I'm going to suggest 2 coats on it. As you'll see here in just a moment on the second coat, it builds up crazy fast. There's so much holographic goodness going on here. It gives that really nice glowy type feel. And there is those lovely little UCC flakes that, in my opinion, are of the smaller variety. So you'll get a really fine speckled appearance with those. And you'll have those hollow flakes that give you just a really super extra holographic effect going on here too. This one does dry down semi-gloss, though personally going in with Glisten and Glow's top coat, I think it really flattered it. And finally, we have day 12. This is the cuticle oil pen in the scent Peppermint Candy Cane. This is a wonderful scent. I've actually been using it for about a week now since working on this box. I really actually enjoy this brand's cuticle oil so far. It's been wonderful. This smell is very, very pleasant. It's on the lighter side, so if you are sensitive to scents, I want to note that this might just work out for you, as it's not crazy overpowering. It is a peppermint scent, but it does have a sweet note to it. So if you're like me and a super fan of sweet peppermint, highly recommend. And I don't think it's overpowering in the least bit. So the Advent Calendar will go on sale today, Monday, November 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is also when Glisten and Glow's Black Friday sale will begin. There will only be 75 Advent calendars available for purchase. So the calendar alone is $105 for the 12-piece set. However, it is eligible for the 30% off Black Friday sale, so you will get it for $73.50 before shipping. That makes it about $6 per polish. And you can also save 30% off of the entire website with the code GG2019 Black Friday. I'm going to break all of this down below in the description box, so make it a little bit easier for you guys to read. The Black Friday sale is valid only from tonight until December 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, there are only 75 of these available, so if you're wanting it, I highly recommend you guys get there tonight when the shop opens and grab your Advent calendar. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.